Hello and welcome to another interview from the Wealth Building CPA. I'm your host, Yasmin Razak, and it's my pleasure today to speak to our client of the month, Kalonji Foreman. He's a licensed realtor based in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. He's also a seasoned and educated real estate professional with over 10 years of acquisition, renovation, and experience. Kalonji approaches every transaction with a client-centered focus in the hopes of exceeding expectations. Thanks for joining us today, Kalonji.
Thank you very much for having me. And it's actually, I bought my first property when I was 21, so it's actually over 20 years,
wow.
of acquisitions. I've been doing this for a very long time.
Okay,
so my apologies on that.
That's okay. Thank you for correcting us on that. That's even more impressive. Now, before we get started with our interview, I would just like to remind our listeners that this Client of the Month series comes from Ebere Koye at the Wealth Building CPA. And if you are looking to focus on building wealth, which obviously I hope is all of you, then Ebere is the CPA to get in touch with. She is not just a CPA, she is an active real estate investor and founder of Wealth Building CPA. She owns real estate investments in 5 states across the Eastern Coast. Her company has helped over 5,000 people just like you prepare their taxes online and offline. Her greatest joy comes from helping clients, friends, and associates become free of financial stress. Oh, wouldn't we all love to be free of financial stress? So do let Ebere and her team make your financial life more profitable and book a free consultation at the number on your screen. Okay, well, welcome to our guest, Kalonji. How are you today?
Doing exceptionally well. How about yourself?
Very good, thank you. Now, you're a real estate, you're a realtor. You're also an investor, but today we're going to talk about your business as a realtor. First of all, tell us a little bit about how you got started in the real estate business.
I got started, as I mentioned, about 21 years ago. No, when I was 21, which is over 21 years ago. I purchased my first property. It was a renovations project. It was actually in Philadelphia. That's where I went to undergrad and grad school, Temple for undergrad, Eastern University for grad school. I was a teacher up there. And I purchased that one, went through the whole renovation project. I actually still have that property to this day. So it's actually currently tenant occupied. So that was my introduction to it. And from that, came other transactions and other deals as a real estate investor. That was prior to becoming, a real estate agent. It was always, like you said, to focus on generational wealth and building wealth. And I knew real estate and real estate acquisitions would be the, a streamlined process to that goal.
So you got started very young, and then obviously you got bitten by the real estate bug and decided to help other people buy and sell their properties and become an agent. Can you tell us about maybe 1 or 2 challenges you faced over the years as a realtor and how you overcame them?
Absolutely. It's interesting. In this business, you're going to run into a plethora of situations. I don't think of any one of them as challenges. To me, they're just some of them deliciously complex and intricate, but I don't look at them as challenges. Being a lifelong learner, I look at everything as a learning experience. You'll run into issues with permits, contractors. You'll run into issues with title work. It's simply a matter of, staying positive, pushing forward, and knowing that, everything is going to work out in the end, which it does, to the best of whatever that particular situation, is to be. Sometimes when a deal doesn't work out, it's because there was something that should not have worked out in that actual transaction. So I look at everything as being, totally positive. So I don't even look at them as challenges, just like I said, deliciously complex nuances that come along with the real estate transactions. But with those comes great reward as well.
Okay, so what do you, you're a realtor, so you're always keeping abreast of the property prices. And I know that where I live in Bowie, the real estate prices have gone through the roof this year. What's your thoughts on that? How has that affected your business?
It's actually, it's been great actually as a real estate agent, and then for investors, it's great as well because with the values going up, that is definitely a benefit to investors. From the upside appreciation from a real estate agent standpoint, they get paid a percentage of with the sales, so their actual numbers go up as well. I actually live down the street from Bowie. I live in Upper Marlboro. I used to live in Bowie, originally from Philadelphia, but licensed in Philadelphia, Maryland, Virginia, and DC. The values in Bowie have definitely gone up. You see bidding wars. We actually had a few listings in Bowie that had upwards of, one of them had about 32 offers on it. So when you run into that type of multiple offer situation, you want to be savvy in your negotiations aspect as well as your presentation with the actual offer. So you want to align yourself with an agent that has your best interest at heart, but that's also very familiar with the industry and how to construct your offers to make them as seamless and appetizing and welcoming as possible to the actual listing agent as well as the actual seller.
Okay, well, sounds like you have to do a lot of ducking and diving. So I admire that quality. I don't know if I could move that quickly.
Yes, it's a lot of maneuvering,
Right.
but it's simply a matter of understanding, one, the seller's needs, the actual contractual procedures and, how to successfully execute. Absolutely.
Okay, well, that's great. Thanks for giving us some insight there. Now, how has the wealth building CPA, well, first of all, how did you find out about Iberi and her services, and how have they helped you grow your business or helped you on the tax and financial side?
I actually learned about Iberi through a program that I was in. It was a mentorship program. Again, I always view myself as a lifelong learner. So it was a coaching program with Gregory Bennett. So through that program, I learned of Iberi and her, services. So once I was introduced to Iberi, I didn't even know, how important that aspect of wealth building is and that aspect of essentially accounting and real estate is until I was introduced, because you don't know what you don't know. And oftentimes in this industry, as well as others, that is can cripple your business. Or let's not say cripple, let's say if you have that information, you can move forward a lot further and a lot faster. So, and since being introduced, I feel like there's things that I never even thought of, how you can utilize taxes to your benefit. One, for long-term, wealth building, generational wealth, as well as simply enhancing your individual lifestyle through, the different tax benefits. So it's definitely been a worthwhile journey, one that I'm looking forward to continuing and, building.
Okay, well, that's great to hear. Now, what's your definition of success?
To me, so success can be measured in a multitude of ways, and it's I don't put a dollar amount next to success. I don't put a number of transactions next to success. It's all about what your individual goals are, where you want to be, and what makes you happy in the moment. So for some, it's a specific dollar amount where, okay, I'm successful if I make this dollar amount. For some, it's okay, I'm successful if I've done this number of transactions, or if I appeared in this many, numbers of publications. And when I first started, I think the dollar amount was a driving factor, because that was a driving factor in my, switch from becoming a teacher to real estate, to be able to do more for my family and for my loved ones and friends around me. So through education, you educate little people. But through real estate, I feel like I educate big people. So now I'm teaching upside appreciation, return on investment, interest rates, how to get the best deals, and how to helping individuals create, generational wealth through home ownership. So that to me has been, a very, very exciting aspect of the most exciting aspect of real estate, actually, being able to help other families. So to me, helping others um, makes me successful, and helping other investors, homeowners, and also helping my team of agents to achieve their goals. That to me is what success is and how I measure success.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Now, I know there'll be a lot of people listening who are probably thinking, I would like to be a realtor just like Kalonji one day. What advice would you give them on what they should do to achieve that goal?
Simply a matter of, I would look up every possible educational component necessary. This business is very much about not just about selling a property, but being, educated on the process. So understanding how to help others, that will take you a lot further than anywhere else. So you have to understand the nuances of different transactions in the real estate market. So I'll pick up every potential book you can, any podcasts that are out there on real estate, different mentorship programs, read up on them. There's a lot of free mentorship programs out there that you can involve yourself with before, signing up to pay for any, just to make sure it fits your, specific style and personality. Some will give you more information than others. So that's why I think it's important to research, and look those up. You can find them on YouTube, different real estate podcasts, and everything on real estate you can find on Audible if you don't have the time to pick up the actual books. I'm a big geek, so the books that I do pick up on Audible, I actually accelerate the speed and sit down and absorb the information faster so I can move on and learn more and get to the next book. But I would advise them definitely looking up, depending on which area they're in. They have different real estate boards. And through those real estate boards, they have classes. So align yourself with a great class, find a mentor that you can, speak with to give you some insight. And if they are going to become a realtor, find the brokerage that is the most advantageous for what you're trying to do. Different brokerages are styled and set up differently. Some will provide different things to you when wanting to become a real estate agent. Some, give you higher commissions. Some give you different resources. Some mentor you in terms of generating actual business. So there's a lot of different aspects to, real estate and becoming a successful realtor. But it'll all come down to what your ultimate goal is. Is your goal to help others? Is your goal finances, to do a number of transactions, to help your family, for supplemental income? Or if you're trying to transition over and become a full-time real estate agent, it will depend on, what that ultimate goal is. But at the end of the day, I think it's all about seeking and obtaining as much information and education as you can on the subject matter. And I'm always available if anyone wants to just give me a call or go to the website to say, hey, I had a few questions, something you said piqued my interest. Could you, talk to me a little bit about that? And I'm always open and available to speak with anyone about, furthering their career in real estate, or any real estate related questions that could help them or their family members or loved ones.
Well, thank you. That's very helpful. So yes, as we come to the close of this interview, I would like to finish by asking you how listeners can get in touch with you to, use your services as a realtor. What's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
They can give me a call directly. I know a lot of people don't do this, but they can call my direct cell phone, which is 202-910-8831, 202-910-8831, or go to the website if they have, any particular questions about real estate or getting in contact with me. All of those are perfectly fine.
Okay, that's great. It's been great talking to you today. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Kalonji, and we wish you continued success.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate your time.